road crew is kind of like Vegas.
Okay.
What happens on road crew kind of stays in road crew because that's the fun part about it.
This is Beyond the Moon, a Ditch Witch podcast where we dig deep into news, job site stories, Ditch Witch culture, and all the other dirt that makes up the industry.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time of day it is that you're listening or watching. And we are coming to you live from our booth at Utility Expo in Louisville, Kentucky. I've got my buddy here, Rick Salas, is going to join us today. How are you, sir?
I'm doing wonderful this morning.
You are doing.
It's a little chilly this morning, but everything's good. Better than yesterday.
No, way better than yesterday. So anybody that caught the podcast from day one of Utility Expo heard that we were underwater. I mean, we had water running through the booth. Yeah, we had SKs out here. We were trying to get the little demo area for the Super Witch cleaned up, and that was just a waste of time.
Yep. Now they're fluffing the dirt. It'll be ready to run.
Yeah, we're going to run it here in, I think, 19 minutes, according to my clock. But it's awesome. We've got the sun coming up now. We didn't get to see that all day yesterday. So we're excited. Today's going to be an awesome day, and I've got my buddy Rick here, who is, I'm terrible with titles, but I think I have you down as, like, Supreme Sales Dude. Is that official or...
No, I am a senior regional sales manager, but that only comes with years of working that job, not because you're that good.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Comes with, that's the seniority part.
Yeah, so that senior, we kind of throw that as senor. So I'm just the little older guy in the group.
Yeah,
so.
Senor Salas. So yeah, Rick is gonna hop on today, and I wanted to talk to him because he is part of something that we call the road crew. So I don't know when that started. Hopefully Rick knows when it all started. But the idea here is we make all this equipment in Perry, Oklahoma from our manufacturing facility, and we've got to drive it all to Louisville. I mean, it's everything that we make, and it's just truck after truck and trailer after trailer. And these guys come out here more than a week ahead of time, and you show up, and it's just an open field, and then everybody else shows up a week and a half later. And this is what it looks like, and it's beautiful.
Finished product.
That's right. So, yeah, I wanted to talk to Rick, and we're going to have my buddy Bruce on here in a little bit, too. And I kind of want to get some insights in what it's like to be on the road crew. So, for you specifically, Rick, how long have you been part of the road crew, or how did that come about?
This is my 7th year coming out here.
Okay.
So, yeah. And I started out at Ditch Witch in training, and most of the time, if you're in the training department, you're part of the road crew. Obviously, we load up the trucks, we clean up equipment along with the sales guys. But if you're in training or you're a regional sales manager, you're going to be on road crew. And then there's other times where you get asked and you show up, and it's kind of one of those roster lists. Yeah. When it comes out, you want to see if your name's on it or not, or if you're driving or flying.
Oh, yeah. I see.
So there's a difference. There's some guys want to fly, some guys want to drive.
Yeah.
So it's a fun time when you're on the driving side of it.
Okay, well, that's what I was going to ask, too. You said you kind of wait and see when this roster comes out. Like, are you crossing your fingers that, oh, man, I want to be on the driving crew? Or is it, please, I don't want to do this anymore. I've done it for 14 years now.
It depends, because this is the first time, this trip was the first time I have flown out here.
Oh, okay.
And obviously, we get out here earlier than the other crew, because it takes them 2 days to drive up. Obviously, CDL licenses, hours. But we got out here, and then we unload all the trucks, stage everything on one end, make sure the equipment's coming in, and then they show up 2 days later, and then everything starts.
Okay.
But if somebody needs to come up and get all that stuff off the trucks.
Get it going. So it's kind of, it's been explained to me as like kind of a rite of passage to be on the road crew. Like you said, some of the new guys do that.
Hey, I think it's the camaraderie. A lot of that is for a lot of the new reps that we have, they need to come out here. They need to experience the road crew.
Right.
You get to spend time with, 8 to 16 hours, because 8 hours, 9 hours first day, and then another 4, 5 hours the next day.
Yeah.
But it's the group, feeling of the group and getting to know some guys. I mean, we got guys out here from the test field. We got guys out here, from different parts of the plant, I guess. And we get to know each other. They get to see what we do. But being part of the road crew, it is a rite of passage in a sense.
Yeah.
It's fun to be on it.
Right.
So along the way, flat tires along the way, trucks break down along the way, and everybody helps out. Everybody slows down. People get up front and back, letting us know where the cops are, when to slow down. It's a fun time.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's a good time. Yeah, and I was going to ask you about that too. Like, are there any funny stories? I mean, I know you said this is your 7th time doing this. So this show is every 2 years. So that's 14 years of being road crew stuff. I know you flew this year, but what happens on this road trip? I mean, it's a good time. It's camaraderie, but you get flat tires. Is anything just wild happened or?
Well, we've had diesel stolen out of our semis at the hotel where, we fill up the night before and you come out and truck's empty, semi's empty, and it's like, what the heck happened here? Other than that, you witness wrecks along the way, people driving by on the convoy. I think it's kind of cool. They want to wave. We were honking, stuff like that. But road crew is kind of like Vegas.
Okay.
What happens on road crew kind of stays in road crew because that's the fun part about it. I mean, we do have a good time. It's not initiation in any way, but there's we party hard and we work hard.
Yeah, work hard, play hard, right? Well, yeah, where you're getting
it's a work-life balance. Right?
Yeah, for sure. You said, there's not any initiation. So, yeah, we do want to say we don't condone hazing, right? That's not, none of that would happen here whatsoever. So are there any, how much different is it? So we're at 2025 Utility Expo. We'll call it 12 years ago. It's called IQ. You're on the road crew. How much different is our convoy bigger or is it just different people? It's the same thing? Like,
I think our convoy is a little different because now we do ship a lot of equipment straight up. Before, everybody had to drive it up.
Right.
And we had a time where everybody in the sales department had to have a CDL.
Oh, okay.
So that was part of the deal. You drove equipment up. Now we're getting to where, we do have some CDL drivers to bring up the loads, but a lot of the stuff gets shipped out.
Right.
And so that's why a couple of us come out earlier, a couple people come out early, and the dealership here in town helps us out, Shepherdsville, either keeping some stuff early and then bringing it out to us. But yeah, that's part of that deal.
No, that's awesome. And I was curious too, are there any, I've heard some stories, and again, you probably can't go into too much detail on some of them, but are there any like traditions or something that we always do? I mean, I've heard stories about, there used to be some, like people would bring a guitar and they write a song.
Yeah, that was a little before my time, but there is still a book out there that's got songs on it.
Oh, okay.
I think either like a Roger Lane or a Chris Gambrell may have that, but every year it was customary that they wrote a song for things that happen on road crew and kind of one of those deals. But I hear people talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think Roger Lane or Chris Gambrell have that because they do talk about it. And
I've heard about it.
They'll take it out occasionally.
Yeah, I wonder if that book of songs is under lock and key, or if
well, it tells you, if you go back and look at it, I'm sure it tells you a little bit of things because they incorporate things that happen along the way.
Right.
That's why it's not just sitting out there. Right?
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
But the fun part about that initiation or coming out here is trying to get on or working on the food, being the cooking guys.
Yes,
I've been on that now for 4 years, and that's what you want to get on when you get out here.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up too. And I mean, because like we talked about, you guys show up a week at least before the show, and it's just an open field and there's nothing here. And you guys work all day long to get all this kind of stuff set up. You got to eat something, right? So talk to me about that a little bit. Do people come here and they cook in the booth, or do you guys cater stuff, or what does that look like?
Well, actually, we plan this out in that cooking crew. You got Jeff Davis, you got Roger Lane, Chris Gambrell, myself, and Mike Forsyth. And I started probably 4 years ago. This was my 4th time helping, and that was just by accident because it was normally that smaller group.
Right.
But there was a time where they wanted to make Mexican food, and they went to a store, but everybody in the store only spoke Spanish. So
yeah.
We didn't cook, food that day. We cooked something else, or they cooked something else.
Okay.
The next day, they got me in the van and said, "Hey, you need to go with us to translate." Yeah. So after that, I've been on cooking crew, and that's what you want to aspire to, because not to try and get out of work.
Right.
Trying to cook for, 50, 70 people.
Yeah.
It varies sometimes depending on who all comes to the booth. That's fun time because you start, they get up, they go buy groceries that morning, and then by 10 o'clock, fire's rolling, and we're trying to eat by 12:30, and everybody's hungry. And I think everybody at this point looks forward to it. And the stories I've heard before is it used to be sandwiches, like someone would go buy a loaf of bread, get some bologna, here's some cheese, get back to work.
Yeah.
But now, we put on some pretty good meals.
There you go. It's your, I think I'm going to make up a word here, bilingualness.
it's helped my career a lot from the very beginning till today. There's a lot of places I've gone and seen because of it.
Yeah, and it's I'm glad you brought that up. I remember just a few years ago we were at Con Expo, and part of my role within the company is to kind of meet with magazine editors and publishers and talk about new equipment, all this kind of stuff. And this gentleman came up and spoke only Spanish, and we were struggling to try to communicate. And I was like, Rick.
That's what everybody does nowadays. If someone speaks Spanish, they're Rick, where's Rick? And I was like, we've got a regional manager for Latin America at this point. We've got another guy here too. So it works out pretty good. But like I said, for me, from the time I've been at Ditch Witch 20 years now. Yeah. But I think that portion of the bilingual portion of it has helped me move along the way and for what I do. But it's a good time. Even the funny part about it, even just when we got here, the guys putting up the tent structure. Yeah. You know, they're like, hey, could you go ask those guys if we need something?
That's right. So yeah, go to Rick when you need to get it done in any language. Yeah. So hey man, I appreciate you hopping on. I've got Bruce over here. I want to have him on. I see crowds of people kind of gathering behind us. I think we're getting ready to fire up the Super Witch, which was exciting. Yeah. Because we didn't get to run it yesterday.
We didn't do it yesterday. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me on, and
you bet.
Hopefully you come back for some food next year.
I will.
You weren't here very early to get food, were you?
Show pony.
Show pony.
Adios, amigo. All right, we're back with my guy, Bruce Koch, who I affectionately refer to as the new guy around here.
38 years, yeah.
Yeah, 38 years. First timer here. But Bruce, you're part of the road crew. You're a veteran of not only the industry and Ditch Witch, but of the road crew. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. We just had Rick Salas on here, told us some kind of insights. He got to fly this time, which, I don't know, road crew flying.
Loser.
Yeah, loser is what I would say. But yeah, so when did this experience start for you? Do you remember your first?
I do, actually. Yeah. I don't remember the year, but it's been 6 or 8 events ago.
Okay.
And I drove up the training center going to Park Sport, and I saw everybody lined up out there, and I thought, man, that is way cool. Everybody's out there working all this equipment, and that's where I want to be, you know? Yeah. So I need to get in on this. And so they let me go as a road crew guy, and I rode in a van the first time. And when I went, Don Pemberton pulled me aside and Joe Smith Sr., and they said, hey, let me give you some advice for the road crew. And I'm like all ears, because these guys, you know, they've done it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And Don says, when it happens, just go with it. Don't fight it.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, you'll find out. It's initiation. Holy man.
What?
Yeah, what? The whole trip, I'm looking over my shoulder all the time, just waiting for something.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing ever happened. He just messing with it.
That's what he does.
That's it.
That's a good Don move. So I was going to ask you that too. So you volunteered, I guess, to be on the road crew? Or how does that happen? I've never been asked to be part of it. So do people get asked, or is it, you're the new person, or you're in a certain role, or like, how does somebody become road crew guy?
I think that they really are looking for some guys, because they told me at the front, there's not a set of instructions for this.
Yeah.
You got to adapt and overcome, because we're going to put 15 trucks on the road, and it's kind of a responsible deal, because you're now a CDL driver going down the road, pulling 80,000 pounds or whatever, and it's kind of a big deal. So we need somebody that can adapt and overcome when things happen on the road, from a flat tire to an engine problem, transmission problems. We've had all the above happen on the road, and luckily we kind of stay together, and a van will pull up, and we got what we want. And I can remember things as simple as a flat tire on a van one time, and I got out, and I'm going to get the chocks. I'm going to put the wheel chocks on the front to keep this thing safe.
Yeah.
By the time I got around to the back, Gary Cuckoo and Billy Keith already had the tires swapped and on, and we were ready to roll.
Like a pit crew.
How did this happen?
Yeah.
These guys come.
Yeah, no, I think maybe you just offered a little insight into why I've never been offered a position on the road crew, because I lack the know-how.
These guys on the road crew can get stuff done.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever happens, we find a way to fix it.
Yeah. No, that's good. So the road crew leaves a week and a half before the show. We pull out of the factory there in Perry, and then we do like a parade rally.
Absolutely.
Through Perry. So what a long time Ditch Witch guy, been around Perry a long time. Do you live in Perry?
Yeah, I do. I grew up in Perry. I live just south of Perry now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So Perry guy, and it's very community
100%
oriented. Ditch Witch, the road crew, Perry, it all goes together. So what goes through Bruce Koch's heart or mind as we're pulling through the square, and all the companies have come out and they've got signs and they're cheering you on? Like, What does that mean to you?
It starts early on because, like in the mill or at the barber shop or in the cafe, everybody's saying, "Hey, are you in the road crew? What are you pulling? Which truck are you driving?"
Yeah, which one are you going to be?
We honk when you come by, you know.
Right.
And it's kind of like the when we send the sports kids off to go to state, you know, it's kind
Right.
of the same thing. We're pulling through town, showing what we got, and everybody's invested in it. Everybody knows somebody there. It's kind of like this is what keeps our community going.
Oh yeah.
Man, I tell you, it's a big deal. It really
Yeah,
is.
it's awesome. I love going out there and, you know, being on the marketing side of things. We get to take some videos and take some pictures and do it. And it's all, people are always smiling. Everybody's so excited.
Yeah.
And it's just an awesome event. And I'm glad I get to be a very small part of it. But on the road trip, it's a 2-day deal. We stop. I say I don't go. You guys stop somewhere in Illinois?
Yeah, O'Fallon.
Typically? Yeah. So it's what, 6-8 hours day one?
Right.
4 something hours left?
Yeah. So on the way between there and O'Fallon, and one of the reasons guys like to go, there's lots of shenanigans that go on the road crew. I mean, there's lots of, they kind of know I'm a little bit scared around snakes.
Yeah.
So this year I locked my truck door. Nobody could get my truck door. There's not going to be any rubber snakes in my truck.
Has that happened before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it happened this year too.
Oh,
We're
gosh.
driving down the road and above the visor on the outside of the truck,
Yeah.
drops a snake. Well,
Oh, no.
we've been 3 hours down the road before this thing ever falls.
Yeah, that's like the long con, the long prank. So yeah, you just got to keep your head on a swivel a little bit. So I know that group likes to have fun. I also know that group works very hard because we show up here and there's millions of dollars worth of equipment sitting around. There's mulch, there's gravel, there's this huge tent.
Yeah.
It's all set up. There's fencing all the way around it. Yeah. But you being one of the first ones to show up, what does it look like when you get here?
Man, it's like a field. You know, the tent's usually already put up.
Okay.
They asked to put the tent up. But yeah, it's just wide open. And luckily we got some leads for each area and they kind of take over and say, okay, let's just start setting stuff up and we'll kind of get it roughed in.
Right.
And yeah, it's a long, hard process and it's a lot of work. It really is, but it's amazing. Everybody just pulls together and when we're done, it looks nice.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
No, it looks great. And that's like the rest of the world shows up here and just, I never thought about it. How does this come together? You know, so I think the road crew and Callie and Kristen and some of those people that kind of put it all together, they did an awesome job. I think our booth is big time this year.
Yeah.
And a lot of credit goes to the road crew. But you're not like a full-time road crew guy. Like,
No.
what do you do at Ditch Witch? What's your role?
Yeah, so I'm a HDD product specialist. So there's
Okay.
several of us that when we sell a drill, we'll, like an AT120, me or Kinchy or Larry or Jeff will go with it and help train the customer, help
Right.
train the dealer, and a lot of times help do that first job or two. And we'll occasionally go with somebody who's having a river crossing that's having some difficulties with mud or with
Yeah.
equipment, and we'll go and guide them and help them finish that board.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you were talking about yesterday when you said somebody's got to do a river crossing.
Yeah.
Our whole booth was like a river yesterday.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. So what do you do here at the show? I know you're the HDD specialist, sales support.
Yeah.
So what are you going to be doing the rest of the day? Are you going to be in a cab? Or are you
Yeah.
going to be talking to people? Or tell me what you're doing.
All the above. I've got an AT120 and an AT40 and an AT32 on the east end of our booth set up by M300DH reclaimer, and we're actually drilling in granite rock.
Okay.
Nobody else here is drilling in anything.
Right.
We're drilling in granite rock,
Going through rock.
poking holes, burning diesel, eating rock.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's what we do here.
And we're recycling it through the ground, putting it back up in the reclaimer, reusing that. We're using the equipment just like a job site.
Right.
We really are.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and I can kind of see there's a little bit of hustle and bustle in our tent right now. I think activity's picking up. I think we've even got some competitors in the booth.
Dude, they all come over. Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to come see it.
Yeah, no, and it's awesome. So all this equipment got here. You were part of the group that brought it here. Does the road crew haul that stuff home?
Yeah.
Or how's that all going to go home?
A lot of it's sold.
Oh,
The big chunk, we hope the big chunk of it's sold.
Yeah.
And I won't pull a vac back. I know the vac sold.
those are all spoken for.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Bruce, I know, like I said, there's people coming in. You got stuff to do. I don't, so I'm going to sit here all day, but I know you got work to do. I appreciate you hopping on for a quick little conversation. I think the road crew is so fun, and it's such a cool story that I'm glad you were able to hop on and kind of tell some of that
Thanks,
story.
buddy. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all good.
Yep. Hey, thanks everybody.
See you
We'll
guys.
catch you next week on the next episode of Beyond the Moon. Thank you. See y'all.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Beyond the Moon. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast on your favorite platform and follow us on social media at Ditch Witch.